Breaking news. An unknown creature vaguely resembling a human has been found near the edge of the local forest. It was first reported by mushroom pickers. They heard a strange howl, unlike the voice of any known animal. Then they saw a large round thing coming towards them from the thicket. The pickers left that place and called the police immediately. Then the thing came out of the forest and headed towards the town. People from nearby dwellings were evacuated. The area was cordoned off by police and journalists. We're reporting live from a helicopter. You can see this creature walking along the road and howling. It has big red arms, legs, and head, but we can't discern its facial features. It moves very slowly and makes unsettling noises. Scientists hypothesize this is an unknown species of animal that has been hidden from civilization in the forests. But what made this creature move out of its habitat? And why now? Stay tuned and wait a minute. We see a young woman running towards the thing. She waves her hand and says something.
Well, you pause the video and do a facepalm in exasperation. How did they come up with calling you a thing? You still shiver when remembering that day. But you should say it was even fun. You're the only person in the world who survived such a misadventure. A person who survived the sting of 100 giant hornets. You lean back and relive those memories. You make a living by catching scary insects and letting them bite you. People on the internet love to watch it, and you get a lot of money for such videos. But the main reason you do this is that you don't feel pain. You were born with an unusual feature. Your nerve cells stop responding to any external stimuli that may cause discomfort. You feel touch, heat, cold, and tickling, but anything that hurts is ignored by your brain. So, now you're in a Japanese forest. It's home to the Asian giant hornets. Recently, hornets have been discovered in America, and this news became a sensation. It's difficult to find them there, and the authorities are fighting the spread of those insects. So you decide to go to their natural habitat. These hornets have made quite a bit of noise, and there's a reason. Asian giant hornets feed on bees and so greatly reduce their population. If the bees disappear, environmental disaster will start all over the world. But this is not the only reason why these hornets are so bad. One hornet is about the size of an adult's thumb, almost 3 times the size of a normal bee. They have a sting that can pierce the protective clothing of beekeepers. Those who have been stung compare it to a red-hot needle. You turn on your action camera, attach it to a belt across your chest, and start the online broadcast. You walk through the forest and hear a loud buzzing hum. You seem to be close. It's the sound of the nest. You don't get too close because hornets can't stand when something threatens their home. They start being agitated. One hornet can sting 10 times. Insect nests have been found underground, in rotting wood, and even on buildings. If such a nest appears in the city center, the hornets will bite everyone who passes by. You can see the nest in the distance. It hangs on a broken old tree. Hornets are flying around, and one of them notices you. It's getting closer. The hornet starts flying back and forth in front of you, buzzing angrily. It warns you not to approach. It looks pretty threatening, so you take a step back. To catch a hornet, you put a drop of grape jam on your hand. The insect lands in your palm. With your other hand, you try to catch it. The hornet notices the movement and attacks. It plunges the sting into your skin and injects venom, which contains several unpleasant substances. Once it enters the bloodstream, it dilates the vessels around the bite. Your skin turns red. Your body fights the foreign substance and sends out immune cells. But the venom destroys these cells, causing your skin to swell. The effects of the sting can last up to 2 days. Also, the venom contains a substance that is toxic to the kidneys. Fortunately, you don't feel anything, and you've managed to record how the insect bites you. A red dot appears in the center of your palm. It's a little swollen, that's all. You're about to leave this place, but hear the buzzing around the nest getting louder. To get food, hornets fly far away from their nests. When they find a beehive, they label it with a special pheromone that attracts other hornets. It's like a beacon that hornets put on their prey. When you fed the hornet grape jam, it put such a tracker on you too. And now, an army of hornets is heading straight for you. They sting you several times. You decide to run as far as possible. Hornets attack you from all sides. After about 20 stings, you lose count. You fight off the hornets with your hands and notice that your palms are so swollen that they resemble huge gloves. Your body is getting swollen because of a huge number of bites. It becomes difficult for you to see what is happening around you, as your eyelids are also becoming swollen. You feel nothing but slight discomfort though. Hornet's venom destroys immune cells throughout your body. You increase in size. Clothes are torn in some places. The belt from the action camera presses into your chest. It becomes difficult for you to move because your muscles don't obey. Soon, you start having trouble breathing. Your lips and cheeks are also swollen, and you can't open your mouth very wide. The face resembles several small balloons connected to each other, and your eyes, mouth, and nostrils are hidden somewhere behind these balloons. You manage to notice a few people walking through the forest. You want to shout for help, but instead you make a weird gurgling sound. People see you and run away in terror. You run after and ask them to stop. The people are screaming in fear. Your legs are so thick that they hit each other hard when you run. You're trying to run faster, stumbling, falling. A bear passes by. This fearsome predator notices you but stays still. You don't know if it's afraid of you or is just aware of what a hornet's bite is. Even the bear's thick skin is unable to stop their stings. No one in the forest dares to approach their nest, preferring to stay away from it. Your roar spreads throughout the forest. Birds fly away from the trees. With your huge hands, you try to reach into your pocket to get the bottle of jam, but you can't. The fingers are too big. Then you just rip the pocket. The bottle falls to the ground and shatters. Hornets lose interest in you and pounce on the tree. You run out of the forest and find yourself on a road. Cars honk and swerve around you. No choice left. You go along the road on foot and soon approach a small town. Then a helicopter appears in the sky. You're surrounded by police cars. The harder you try to tell them what's going on, the worse the sound you make. You can hardly see or hear what the police are telling you. It seems that no one will help you. You fall to your knees. At this point, a girl runs out and shouts to everyone that you're a human, a famous blogger. All this time you're broadcasting online, and one of your fans, this lady, was nearby. You mentally thank the girl and black out. You wake up in a hospital, still a little swollen. This time you can talk and even smile. The doctors say you'll recover completely in a few days, but the media will remember you for many years. So, here you are, sitting at home, almost a year after your adventure, watching a recording of a TV news report. That video brought you a lot of fame and money. You want to repeat the success. This time, you don't want to deal with insects. You're going to bother a snake's nest.